Hey everybody, and welcome to my first video prosecution. And boy am I starting with a doozy. Stanley Kubrick's classic 2001, A Space Odyssey. Now let me give you a little bit of context about this particular movie. I first actually saw it in 2001. It might have been 2000, either way I was in college. My entire life I had this movie hyped up to me as one of the greatest science fiction movies of all time. But what I got instead was the first time ever after watching a movie, I felt like I had just wasted 2.5 hours of my life. I knew I was never going to get back. Now, I've started movies and stopped them. Starship Troopers 2 comes to mind. I watched that for 10 minutes, and I said I was done. So why do I feel that 2001 is worse? Well, simply put, I expected at some point to deliver, and it never does. So like with all these videos, I went and I watched the movie again, which now means I've lost 5 hours of my life I'm never going to get back. And that could have gone to something far more productive like cutting my toenails or learning some ancient dead language. So, what is it about this movie that makes it a classic? Well, according to the research I did online, the two biggest things are the music and the artistic feel. And I'm going to grant it the former. In fact, the second best part of this movie is this. In fact, the movie has several great classical pieces spread out throughout it. That being said, though, there's also some god-awful music in this. During the acid trip scene, there's these violins that it just sounds like Freddy Krueger's claws going across a chalkboard for like 15 minutes. And then let's not forget that most of the movie doesn't have music at all. So to say that the music is excellent is a little far-fetched. It just has some really good highlights. Alright, now let's talk about the artistic feel of this movie. This is where I start to classify the movie as well, shit. While there are some striking images and some that are just downright breathtaking, this is more like painting art, not motion pictures. And I know that movies like to think they're art, maybe to some extent they are. But this is different. If I wanted to see this kind of art, I would go to a museum, not pop a DVD into my Xbox. So, with the other reviews and opinions I found online, two more main points seem to support this movie. Number one is its unconventional storytelling, and two is its use of silence. So let's talk about that unconventional storytelling. It's so unconventional that you can't follow the damn thing. It starts with 20 minutes of Monkey Man. And yeah, I get the metaphor, man killing each other, learning to use weapons, blah blah blah. But then it jumps straight to space. So we go from Monkey Man to space. Now look, I'm no great storyteller. You can read my comics on this website. But I think we missed a few stops when we go from monkey to space. And then when we get to space, it's not any better. I mean, we go through going through customs, to Dad going and making a phone call home to Earth, which got to be like 10 minutes long, talking to his daughter about this damn birthday party she wants. And at the end of the call, it costs him like $1.70 to call Earth from the space station. I can't even call California for $1.70. Moving on. So then, oh, it gets better here. Now we get to go to the moon. And what do we do when we're on the moon? We have a meeting to talk about policy and procedure. And this lasts for 20 minutes. A goddamn 20-minute board meeting in the middle of this movie. And then they go and they see the monolith, and you think, all right, things are about to get really good. So we cut straight to going to Jupiter in this. That's right. The amazing anal toy-shaped spaceship. Take a look at it. You know it's been in your ass at one point or another. So what happens after our long trip to Jupiter? We go beyond Jupiter for a 15-minute acid trip featuring the amazing Technicolor sex faces. And then we get to the end. And where does it end? In space, maybe learning what the monolith is, what the whole point of this fucking movie has been. No. It ends in a bedroom. This goddamn movie ends in a motherfucking bedroom. So yeah, it's unconventional. It's unfollowable. I don't even think that's a word, but it's the best I have right now, so I'm gonna stick with it. Oh, and then there's the silence. Let me tell you something about this silence. Since movies have been given the gift of sound, this is the closest thing to a silent movie that is out there. It goes on forever. And don't even get me started on the space pod scenes. It sounds like Darth Vader having fucking sleep apnea. I just want to take a screwdriver and just jam it into my ear, just so it will stop. I just don't get it. So why does this movie suck? Why doesn't it deserve its revered status? It's very simple. It's because this isn't a movie. This is more like a moving piece of art, but it's only to be admired for art's sake. There's no story, no plot, no ending. And on top of all of that, it's just boring. I mean, to tell you the truth, I actually fell asleep during my watching of this. During one of the most tense scenes in this movie, where Dave is outside and Hal won't let him in, and then he bounces off the walls and all this. I actually had to finish the movie the next morning. Now, by all means, go watch it yourself. You might enjoy it. Maybe you will find what it is that is supposed to make this movie so great. But for me, I can't do it again. I can't do it again because I fear aneurysm. So, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'm going to leave you with the second best part of the movie. You want to know what the best part of the movie was?